the 19th of November, and this is my personal yoga practice. Get the timer up on the phone, and let's get started. First pose is a very brief forward fold. Just enough to stretch out the back, the neck, feel a little bit of space between the vertebrae, get out any pops in the spine. Relax all the muscles in the neck and back. And everything's feeling pretty loose and open. So, next up is upward facing dog. Get the timer started. Get the hands ready. Get the feet back. And get into position. Hey, there we go. Get everything in frame, more or less. Back's not feeling super open this morning, so feels like you gotta wait quite a bit for the low back to get into place. Just relax, wait. Yeah, the back is really not in place this morning, but that's why you do this pose, so that the back can get ready, especially for the next pose. There we go. The low back starting to feel better. Feels like everything's starting to get into place. Use the head as counterbalance. So look back, look up, maybe close the eyes. Look through the eyebrows. There we go. Now the low back is starting to open. And bring this back. A minute 40 seconds left. Just relax, release, enjoy the pose. Continue to breathe. Breathe through the nose as best as you can. Give a little hint of a smile. As you enjoy the pose, enjoy the body, feel the sensations in the body. So maybe the wrists. In fact, that's why I turn my wrists backwards, is so that I can have more sensation on the forearms. So normally, upward facing dog is with the fingers pointed away from the toes, but I like to do fingers towards the toes, so I can feel some more sensation on the forearms, get an extra stretch on the forearms. Bring this back, bring the chin up, relax, continue to breathe, feel the sensations of the body. Find a place where you can hold the pose and definitely twist the shoulders a little bit. Feels in the space in the spine. Relax, extend back. A little bit more posterior flexion as best as you can. Continue to breathe and feel the breath slide in and out. And that's 3 minutes. Release. Normalize the wrists. Pull the fingers to get the wrist to feel better. And next up, scorpion pose. Alright. So, hey, look at that. Number 1 in yoga. Surprise, surprise. Because so many people broadcast about yoga, right? Alright, so here. Elbows about shoulder width apart. Fingers spread wide. The hands will naturally start to come closer. That's fine. Looks like I'm more or less in frame. Today's the 19th. So I'm going to kick up with the left leg first, because 19 is an odd number as compared to an even number. So find some balance. And then find the pose. Yeah, that balance is feeling kind of shaky today. But we'll see. 2 minutes, 16 seconds left. So it took a little bit longer to get into the pose today. Focus, concentrate. body, starting to press into the elbows. Use the arms to bounce back and forth. Lift the chin up, but keep your balance. Allow the back to stretch open. Rotate just a hair more. Feel the sensation. In fact, I've even engaged my abs a little bit in order to protect the back. Relax. Enjoy the pose. That subtle, confident smile. Because you're having fun. Because you do this every day. 1:14 seconds left. Enjoy the pose. Concentrate, focus, balance. Maintain balance. There we go. Feel the back. There's definitely some kind of limit on the low back. And then the mid back. 39 seconds. Just relax, focus. Blood flows to the biceps. After being in this pose for a couple minutes, focus, concentrate, maintain balance, relax, relaxed focus. 8 seconds. And that's that. Carefully come out. And there we go. Yeah, nice. Super intense. Very good. So, after a nice super intense pose like that, especially twisting that way, do a counter pose. So a forward fold. A nice full 3-minute forward fold where you can relax and release. Check. Make sure you're in frame. Hey, there you go. Relax, release the neck, release the back. So I'm using my hands to support as I start to relax the back muscles. So it's just at an extreme posterior flexion of the spine. Now I'm going towards an anterior flexion of the spine, right? Posterior is flexing back, anterior is flexing forward. And so as the muscles relax, that provides interesting forces and torques in the vertebrae. You want to just get there gently. Slowly get the heels, ankles, and big toes ever so gently touching each other. And interlace the arms. Relax. Nice simple pose. You might flip the arms when you're about halfway through. I flipped them early because I'm going to put my hands underneath my feet. Straighten the legs. Keep the quads. Use the quads, keep them active. To keep the knees straight. Hands under the feet. So the knuckle of the thumbs are touching. Don't have to, but you can. But hey, practice, play. And there we go. Look at that. Pinkies and pinky toes. Pinky fingers almost basically grabbing the pinky toes. And feel a nice deep stretch. Yep, there you go. That's me. That's what I look like. And relax. Release the head, the neck, the spine. Try to use just the leg muscles, just a little bit of leg effort to keep the body upright. Engage the quads to keep the knees straight. But then try and relax everything above the waist. Or you can, if you want to pull yourself down, you can engage the biceps. pull the feet, use the hands to pull the feet, pull the head and the upper body a little bit further down, or you just simply relax. Especially after that scorpion pose, this is a nice relaxing pose. And that is that. Alright, so go ahead and change it up a little bit today. First I'm going to do kind of a hip and quad stretch, then I'll do a hamstring stretch. So today is the 19th, start the left leg up, right foot back, get the timer started. So this is more or less pigeon pose, right? So you've got the front leg up, back leg back. I like to extend this by grabbing that back foot and then slowly rotating this down so that I can get my right shoulder to the left foot, which provides a nice opening of the left hip as well as a nice stretch on the right quad. And eventually I want to get the right quad onto the top of the earth. But it's got a lot of room to grow before that's going to happen. So I've still got the right side of my pelvis is off of the earth. I want to get that closer down. It's both a quad limit and a limit on my left hip. Both of those need to stretch. And it's just a soft tissue stretch, so I should be able to get there. And just relax. Let gravity do its work. Feel the sensation of the body. Feel it. See the sensation of the body. See the parts of the body that are getting stretched. So right now, most of what I'm feeling is the left hip. That's where most of the sensation is, not so much in the right quad. See that sensation. See the amount and volume of sensation. And as you observe the sensation, notice how it lessens. Or notice how it changes. It doesn't always lessen. Sometimes it gets a little bit extra sensitive and you need to pull back. That's fine. A lot of times what will happen is the longer you observe the sensation, so long as you're in an indefinite expression of the pose, a place where you can hold the pose as long as you want, as you continue to observe the sensation, it normally tends to lessen a little bit, which allows you to go further into the pose. Just relax. Again, feel that nice sensation. Lots of effort on the right hand to keep the right foot in place, the heel onto the glute. So we'll see how that affects holding the handstand later. Yeah, quite a bit of effort in the right hand just to grab the heel and keep it pressed into the glute. And that's 3 minutes on that side. Very good. So, the other side. Take the leg around. If you want to do a standard pigeon or half pigeon pose, feel free to do that. The back leg was straight, right? So, yeah, there you go. So you can see that. It's your standard half pigeon. And then what I like to add on top is a quad stretch. So you grab the back leg, get the timer started, and bring this back down. Make sure you're in frame. And look at that, grabbing the foot. And the goal is to bring the left shoulder towards the right ankle. And feel the stretch. And turn the head towards the opposite side. So still playing with the positioning on this. Not quite figured out how best to do it. Because I normally grab the foot to keep the, I normally grab the right foot with the right hand in order to keep that foot in place. But if you get the left shoulder down, right, big if, right, then you can use the left collarbone to keep the leg in place. And you can tap on the back of your head with your big toe, right? Just that easy. In fact, I like that quite a bit. Get the left shoulder down towards the ankle, and you can use the left shoulder and collarbone to keep the right leg in place. From there, you feel the stretch on the right hip. On the outside of the right hip, that's kind of the limiting factor. That's where the most sensation is. And eventually, you want to rotate more so that you can get the top of the left quad onto the earth and the left pelvis, the left side of the pelvis, touching the earth. I can't get there yet. That's why I'm stretching. So this is a really, really nice quad stretch along with a hip opener. You find your expression, your indefinite expression, where you can hold it all day long and relax. You can chuckle to yourself because, yeah, hey, look at that, you're doing yoga. Who'd have thought? And 40 seconds left. A lot of yoga has vinyasas and flows. It is clear now what this practice is. This practice is more of a yin yoga style of yoga, which is just relax, slow down, find a pose, hold the pose for a long time. Which really allows you to get into a deep stretch. And yeah, lots of effort on the left hand to keep the left heel into the left glute. And that's 3 minutes on that side. Alright, so that was a quad stretch. Now let's do a hamstring stretch. Today's the 19th, so normally my next stretch, I'll start with the left leg first. Past couple days, I start with the left leg first, even though I kind of shouldn't have. So today I'm going to start my hamstring stretch with my right leg first. Easy hamstring stretch, all I do is Janu Sirsasana, just bring the foot into the thigh and reach this forward. But that only gets you so far. I am working on Hanumanasana, monkey pose, so just take that other leg back, stretch this forward, and you can see the bend on the left knee. So the inner portion of the left knee is on the ground, and the right heel is pressing into the earth. And I'm kind of opening the pelvis a little more to try and settle. Kind of work this into the right hamstring, because I want to get the sensation on the right hamstring. So just kind of move the body around. And I just got the pelvis onto the earth, so that's kind of cool. But I'm all just trying to work the right hamstring. And eventually I want to start to rotate forward. Kind of like the other pose, to get the left quadricep rotate so that the left quadricep is on the top, is pressing into the earth. Instead of right now, I've got kind of the side of the quadricep pressing into the earth along with the side of the knee. And so whatever stretch you find, again, find that indefinite expression. Time indefinite, right? So you can hold it as long as you want and feel that nice stretch on the right hamstring. And I've actually got a little bit of effort on the left side, a little bit on both legs, just to keep everything in place. So yeah, there's effort on the left hip to prevent the left hip joint from overextending, and that appears to be a hard limit on the left hip joint. right? It's not soft tissue that's getting stretched. It's the hip is at its max. And feel the right thigh. But I'm trying to focus, move the body around so that I feel most of the stretch onto the right hamstring. 40 seconds left. So yeah, eventually I want to get this all the way rotated around, and that's a different stretch than what I'm working on now. Because right now I'm just working on more just the hamstring isolation. Whereas when I start to rotate and square the hips off, then there's another stretch on this side that has to come to place. Alright, got a few people. Yay. Still number 1 in yoga. Alright, 10 seconds. Relax, release, focus. I normally like to gaze at the ankle and look at this so I can feel that hamstring. Alright, that's 3 minutes. Slowly, gently find your way out of the pose. So I have found that I like to just pull the hips up. There we go. So, and give yourself a moment to equalize, especially the left hip, because, at least for me, the left hip was at a kind of that hard maximum as to where the joint can go. Next up, the other side. So yeah, I can do a Janu Sirsasana if you'd like to do that. Just a nice little starter pose. The timer started, and then I'm going into Hanumanasana, monkey pose. Yay! Or at least I'm getting there, working my way towards it. And again, just kind of find your way into the pose. So open the hips, open the shoulders, get the right knee down. Just find a place, and I'm really focusing on the stretch that I feel on the left hamstring. Trying to get the rest of the body in a position where I can feel that nice stretch on the left hamstring and get the pelvis all the way down. And I'm starting to feel the pelvis on the earth, but of course that's because I'm repositioning everything else to focus on that. There we go. It's a nice stretch. Use some hands, so lots of weight into the left heel and into the right knee, the inside of the right knee. So equal pressure kind of on the right knee and the right quad, and lots of force into that left heel. And I've kind of almost got the pelvis down, starting to feel it, and a significant stretch on the left hamstring. Lots of sensation there, which is good because that's when you can close your eyes, see that sensation. And when you feel that sensation, right, and you're not in pain, right, it's sensation. So you can hold this for a very long period of time if you wanted to. And the sensation is heightened, right? So it gives you much more precision as to where everything is down there. You feel it, you know it, it's your nerve endings. You feel where everything is inside of there. And then, then the magic happens. And it's like, oh, hey, that's starting to release. And I can go a little further. And you can play with it a little bit more. So yeah, what just happened is I had some sort of release, very small. And it allowed me to bring the pelvis a little bit closer to the earth and put a little bit more force onto the left hamstring, or a slightly different change in position. 24 seconds. And then now the right hip is starting to act up a little bit because it's at a maximum. And so, careful with that. Still focusing on the left hamstring. Trying to get everything else in the right spot so you can focus on the left hamstring. And that is that. Awesome. So, slowly bring this back up. Nice, slow and gentle. And again, Find your table or box pose to relax those hips. Got that left hamstring and the right hip. Make sure everything's good. And start up for the next pose. Wide splits. Yay. If you can't get all the way down, that's fine. Just get your pelvis to the earth. You might sit up against the wall. Yeah, you might do this action, right? And then kind of lean forward. Get the legs further apart. And eventually you can roll forward. You can get the body down. And now you have to get all the parts of the body in the right place. Guys, get an extra adjustment so you can press the pelvis into the floor. Otherwise, it's not an indefinite pose. You can't hold it. There's, shall we say, too much sensation. So yeah, find that pose. Nice, relaxing pose. And there should be as minimal effort as possible, because the next pose is going to be lots of effort. It's going to be a high effort pose. After this, we're going to do a handstand. So relax, release, enjoy the stretch. See the sensation in the body, so a lot of sensation on the inner thighs. You can slowly pulse the muscles back and forth so that the body can be relaxed when it pulses the muscles at an extreme version of this posture. You might close the eyes. And again, that subtle, confident smile. No matter where you are in the pose, maybe you've got a lot of work ahead of you, maybe not so much. And focus on the breath. Feel the breath as the air slides in and out through the nostrils, the nasal cavity, the trachea, into the lungs. And focus on the sensation in the body. You might start to rotate the pelvis back and forth. Just to feel the different sensation on the stretch, side to side. 30 seconds. And feel that lovely sensation on the body. The muscles on the inner thighs just relaxing, opening up. Nice, wonderful stretch. All right, so that is that. Next up, handstand. Good stuff. So, get that timer started. Get the hands under the shoulders. Fingers spread out wide. And fingers not to the front. Fingers out a little bit towards the side. And you get your shoulders on the earth, maybe. But you got your hands shoulder width apart. Press up into your starter for your handstand. Use the legs. All right, and so bend the elbows so that you can control yourself as you go up. And maybe you'll just hover the feet, and maybe you'll pull it up. If you just try and hover the feet, that takes a significant amount of effort. And it takes so much effort, you might not be able to get up in your handstand, but it allows you to build your muscles so that you can get in the handstand maybe tomorrow. So let's see if I can make it to that handstand. There we go. So yeah, I bend into the elbows. And bring the hips up, and it's just that easy, right? And then you lose your balance and you come back down. So let's try that again, maybe. And then stack the joints so you can hold a little bit longer. Fingers into the earth. Yeah, it takes quite a bit of effort. Balance, balance. Maybe. Can I keep that balance? Fingers, hands a little bit more tired because I was doing that half pigeon with the quad stretch. Hey, there we go. That was fun. I enjoyed that. So that's my practice for the day. I still have a minute left. But one of the more important parts of yoga is to know your limits. And that's my limit for today. At least for that. Thanks to each and every you for setting up shop, watching me today. I should be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. Maybe, maybe not. Sunday's a little hit or miss. But I will be back Monday and the rest of the week at 8 a.m. Thank you so much for watching, and hope each of you have a wonderful rest of the day.